All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Friday, May 12th, 2023. I got a pretty good slate of games today. Got a couple NBA games, got a big slate of baseball games. Is there NHL today? I'm sure there's some NHL
Oh yeah,
playoffs still
yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
Vegas plays tonight. Florida and Toronto. Florida tries to close that out. Hopefully, Vegas can move up 3-2 on Edmonton. It's not like I said. They gotta. They can't commit penalties. They can't give them the power play, or they're going to be in trouble.
Oh, we didn't have a show yesterday because we was traveling, but Wednesday my picks went 6-2. Went 4-0 in the NBA and 2-2 in baseball. I had some picks ready for yesterday, but we didn't do the end up not we didn't do the show. But I haven't. Well, I know in the NBA yesterday, if I'd have gave out the picks, I'd have went 3-0. I don't know about my baseball. I hadn't checked those yet.
I know I stunk it up on Wednesday. I was 2-5. But if I would have had picks yesterday, I would have went 4-3. I had them ready. I'd have been 4-3.
All right. Well, we had one NBA series get closed out last night as the Nuggets just destroyed the Suns. Hell, the Nuggets scored 80. Scored like 80 or 81 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Phoenix was never really, about after the second quarter or middle of the second quarter. Phoenix was never really in that game. They got blown out, and that's the second time the last 2 years that they've got beaten at Game 6 in the playoffs by like 30 points in elimination games. So I mean, they got some problem. They got some things they need to figure out there. Hey, how's it going, Glenn? So he's watching this while he's watching the IndyCar USF race at the same time.
Yeah, Frankie, it better be Lakers in 6 because they don't want to go back to Golden State. That's for damn sure.
Frankie's saying Lakers in 6. He said say it with them, and he'll say Golden Knights in 6.
Because if it goes back to Golden State, and Golden State was to pull it off and win 3 straight, we'd be talking one of the biggest chokes of all time.
We'll get to that game here in a minute because
yeah,
it should be.
It's going. I think it's going to be a good game, and if it's a close game, if you go by what the series has been so far, close games has favored the Lakers. So it should be a good game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another good game. I hope so because that game last night sucked. The Nuggets and Suns. The other game, the 76ers fell apart.
Yeah.
Hell, you had a lead going into the fourth quarter, and then they scored like 11 points in the fourth quarter or something like that. It didn't score. They couldn't hit nothing in the fourth quarter, and Jason Tatum got hot at the right time for Boston after not hitting nothing all night, and was able to put Boston in the lead. Boston never looked back.
I didn't realize that UFC for tomorrow was at 3:00. The main card.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I didn't. I just seen it on there. I didn't realize that.
3:00. Damn, you got a lot going on tomorrow because you'll have NBA, you'll have
hockey,
XFL championship game tomorrow night,
baseball,
UFC. So there's a lot going on.
Most important thing, DCCW Bearcat Rumble 3, which we'll be doing and airing live at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a graphic about that here today. With everything going on, I haven't made a graphic about it, but which I try to wait till it gets closer to anyway. Just you know why, but
yep.
Glenn said James Hardy about to fulfill my prophecy. Hey Jay, they're going to need James Harden to play better than what he did last night for them to win that series. That's for sure. All right, let me get the.
Out there watching the playoffs and everything, the team, and I picked them a long time ago. The team that I think is the best team. Don't mean that they win. The best team don't always win. I think the best team is the Nuggets. I really do. But like I said many times in all sports, the best team don't always win it. Sometimes the team gets hot. Lakers have been hot lately. Philadelphia and Boston, they've been slugging it out. So I mean, been pretty interesting. And if Golden State was to pull this off and come back and beat the Lakers, I mean, they would be pretty hot. And then, who do you think matches up better with Denver, Lakers or Golden State?
I would say maybe the Lakers just because of because they do have a little bit more size
Got
with
that.
LeBron and Anthony Davis going against Jokic.
Okay.
So I would say probably the Lakers, but I mean the Warriors. If Flooney's healthy, he can help. He can help some down low. So yeah, I would probably say the Lakers just because of their size. Let's see. So yeah, besides the 1 year he went to the WCF with OKC, he hasn't seen past the second round since. I think he was there one other time when they Glenn with Houston because didn't they make or was that second round where they fell apart against the Warriors when Chris Paul got into pulling a hamstring because they had a chance they had a good chance of winning that series and then after Chris Paul went down James Harden choked. Give me 1 second. We'll jump right into these baseball games. I forgot. I forgot to share it.
I was going to ask you a question about the Suns. Do you think that injury to I'm going to bring progress, the guy that the Phoenix traded for, Durant? You think that injury made a difference? Do you think if he never would have got hurt, do you think it could have made a difference?
I think it hurt him some just because of trying to build some team chemistry because now that you only end up playing like 15 games together. So I do think it did play at some factor, but I also think that what really ended up letting them down the most is their bench. You gave up too much of your bench to get.
Now, do you think
bring Durant in?
Do you think they can fix that, or are they going to be too strapped?
Yeah, I think they'll fix some of it. 'Cause I think DeAndre Ayton is probably going to be gone, and that'll free up some money.
Wasn't Ayton the one that almost went to the Pacers? Yeah. Do you think they'd still be interested in that or no now? Or do you think he would help the Pacers?
I think he would help some because of his size,
but a lot of money,
but not at that. I wouldn't want him at that money.
Okay, let me ask you this because we heard.
You're all right, Grant. That's why I thought he had been there, but you're right, Glenn. He hasn't performed when it matters in big games in the playoffs. You're 100% right on that.
Not even
because, like I said, even in that one, once Paul went down, he couldn't hit a shot. I think he went like 5, if I remember right, like 5 for 20 something in that next game that year.
Let me ask, which would you rather have? Because we heard mentioned, I'm not saying it was even a rumor, just on a TV show the other day, I heard it mentioned that what's going to happen with Golden State after the season, and there's going to be some teams interested in Draymond Green. And one of the teams that was mentioned was the Pacers. Which would be a better fit? Which would you rather have, Green or that?
Personally, I'd rather have Green because he's going to be cheaper. And we have scoring. Our problem isn't our scoring; it's our defense. And Ayton, I mean, he disappears a lot. I mean, even in this series, if you look at his numbers in this series, he hasn't been. He'll have. I think he's had one good game, but he's disappeared a lot. And I know sometimes he might not get the touches that people think he should get because you got Booker and Durant, but not even that. Even on the defensive end, when you're that big, you should be getting some rebounds and gotta be more of a force. All right.
Glenn, I'll ask you the same question. If you're still out there, which would you prefer, Draymond Green or Anton, or is there another player out there that you think that would be a perfect fit for the Pacers to help them take them to be a contender.
Glenn said, "Would you guys trade our draft picks next 3 years for Giannis?" And see, that's a tough question too. That's a good question too because
Only if you get him signed.
Because if the Pacers are where I think they're going to be at, they're not going to have high draft picks. And in the NBA, once you get past about the 15, 16 pick in the draft, I mean, it's not that's pretty much most your top talent. It's not like in some of the it's not as much like in NFL and some of the other drafts where you see a lot of these guys in the third, fourth rounds or second rounds end up being big stars.
Does Giannis make you an instant
top
3 team in the East?
Oh, I think he makes us. Yeah, I'd say top 3 or 4 team in the East because you add him with he can score plus he can play defense and he has size. Oh, yeah, I mean he would definitely help. I would say yes, just because like I said, I don't think we're going to have high draft picks in the next 3 years. And in the NBA, if you don't have a high draft pick, it's not.
Could you play Turner and Giannis at the same time, or would it still be fine? I think you'd be fine because both of them pretty good. Turner's not bad defensively.
Yeah, Giannis ain't a real great shooting outside, but he can. Yeah, Glenn, you're right. He does fulfill our need. That's why I would say.
Let me ask you this: and scoring's not a problem. You had Giannis with a guy getting rid of a Turner and bringing a guy like Green in. Would that make you better? I think it'd make you better defensively.
Yeah.
Even though I know you're missing some blocks with Turner, but Giannis can block some shots. I'm not saying he blocks as good as Turner.
Yeah.
I think he's do you think he's a better defender than Turner overall? I think he is.
Probably.
Oh, I know blocks Turner's really good at, but Green, his defense.
Yeah.
And he also had some toughness.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling you yesterday. That's something we need.
You had Giannis and
we need that. To me, we need that grit guy.
You had Giannis and Turner. That makes you a lot different team.
Yeah, Glenn said Green fulfills our need. He said I'd be for it. Yeah, because that's one thing about Green. I was telling Dad yesterday is when Pacers need a grit guy like that. They need that guy that brings that toughness and
is Giannis
a little
that?
bit of.
Not as much.
Not as much.
More than what we have now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's more than what we have now, but Green would be all right. We'll start in Major League Baseball. First game I like today, you have the Cincinnati. Yeah, he would. First game I like, you got the Cincinnati Reds at the Miami Marlins. The Marlins are 1.5. Fix that. That's what drives me nuts there. Marlins are 1.5 run favorites, minus 142 on the money line. The Reds are plus 120 on the money line. Over-unders at 7.5 runs. The Reds are 16-21 on the season, 4-12 on the road. They have Ashcraft on the mound tonight, who's 2-1 on the season and has a 3.82 ERA. The Marlins are 19-19, 10-9 at home. And they have Perez on the mound making his debut. I like the Reds here at the plus 1.5. We have Ashcraft on the mound, who's been one of our better pitchers this season. And you're going against a Marlins team that's up and down, kind of like we are, and they're having a pitcher making his season debut. So I like the Reds at the plus 1.5.
Man, if the Reds can maintain, I mean, they're playing, like you said, a little up and down, but I mean, I think they're what, 15 and 20?
They're only 4.5.
Only 4.5 games out of first place. Of course, divisions. Pittsburgh has fallen off some now, and
Brewers are falling off
a little bit. And if the Reds can they got to get. They're struggling on the road. They've only won 4 games on the road. They got to get better. They're a young team. They're a very young team. Got to be one of the younger teams in baseball.
Yeah, I would think so.
So, but hey, if they can just compete, that's all I can. That's all I can ask for.
So far they are, but it's a
long way to go. Long way to go.
Next game I like, Braves at the Blue Jays. Braves are 1.5 run favorites, minus 154 on the money line. Blue Jays are plus 130 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. Braves are 25-12 on the season, 15-3 on the road. They'll have Strider on the mound, who's 4-0 with a 2.70 ERA. Blue Jays are 21-16, 9-3 at home. Blue Jays will have Bassett on the mound, who has a 4.28 ERA. I like the Braves here on the road on the money line with Strider on the mound. Plus, the last two times I've took the Blue Jays, they've got their ass kicked. I know you think you took them like 4 times in a row, and
F the Blue Jays. That's my new slogan. Oh man,
haven't had no luck with them. Cubs and Twins will be the next game. I like Twins are 1.5 run favorites, minus 162 on the money line. Cubs are plus 136 on the money line. Over-unders at 7.5 runs. Cubs are 18-19 on the season, 7-8 on the road. They'll have Smiley on the mound, who has a 3.05 ERA. Twins are 21-17 on the season, 12-7 at home. They'll have Sonny Gray on the mound, who is 4-0 with a 1.35 ERA.
Gray's kicking ass, man.
Yeah, I like the Twins on the money line at the minus 162 with Sonny Gray on the mound. And then the next,
let me ask you something real quick. Cincinnati, you don't trade Gray, you don't trade Castillo. There are well, they'd be our 1 or 2, and we still have them other 3 young pitchers.
Yeah.
What do you think our record would be right now? You think we could be in first place?
I think we could be close. We'd be over 500.
I think we'd be first place. With the way the offense is performed right now.
Yeah, we'd be up there.
And the way our closers performed. I think
I told you I thought he was going to be good for us. I saw watching him last year. I was real high on Diaz. Told you I thought we found our closer, and I think we found us some starting pitching, but our bats are better this year than what I thought they would be. Yeah. Our relief pitching has to get. If our relief pitching was just a little bit better, we'd probably be. I would say maybe second.
Yep.
In the division right now.
That's what I'm saying. If you put them to the way they've pitched this year, where they're playing, I think we could be in first.
Only thing I wouldn't like about that is if we did still have them 2 guys, they might try to turn Hunter Green into a.
I'm sure
set up guy or a closer, and I'm not wanting that to happen. But that's probably what they would do if we had them guys as starters. And then my last game in baseball, I like Rangers at the Athletics. Rangers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 174 on the money line. The Athletics are plus 146 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. Rangers are 23-14 on the season, 11-8 on the road. They'll have Perez on the mound, who's 4-1 with a 3.82 ERA. Athletics are 8-31 on the season, 3-16 at home. They will have Walchuk on the mound, on the mound, who has a 7.25 ERA. So I like the Rangers on the money line in that game. So my baseball picks for today: Reds plus 1.5, Braves money line, Twins money line, and Rangers money line.
Okay, my Major League Baseball for tonight. Me and you both picking Cincinnati. I just took a money line at Miami. I got the Mets money line at Washington, and I got San Diego at the Dodgers. I'll take Dodgers money line. I'll go ahead and do my hockey real quick. I got Florida money line at Toronto tonight. To close that out, and then Edmonton at Vegas. I'll take Vegas money line. I hate even picking them. I thought about not even picking the game, but I root for Vegas. Got to pick them.
Edmonton was going to be an easy series for him, man.
And yeah,
that's why everybody was. That's why everybody was telling me.
Them guys are all nuts. I knew better than that.
They all acted like it was a done deal. Like,
Edmonton's the best team in the league on power play. I mean, they're scary.
And
man.
Then before we move over to the NBA XFL championship game Saturday night, I'm going to take the Defenders at the -6 against the Renegades. I know last time they played, it was a real close game. I expect this to be. I expect it to be a good game, but I do think the defenders win the end up winning the XFL championship. So I'm gonna take the defenders at the -6 in that game.
I think I'm correct. Dallas won last night. I know in hockey. I think that puts them up 3-2, right?
Yes.
So they're going back to Seattle next game. I think Seattle wins that, and I think it goes to Game 7.
So
I wouldn't be surprised.
So Dallas did win last night.
Yeah, yeah, they did. It was 2-2, and the next day I looked, it was 5-2. So son of a gun.
I
was at work.
I was watching some of the basketball game while I was doing some stuff on the computer. And then I got real tired, so I'm going to bed. Game went no good, so I laid down and was watching the game and ended up watching the rest of the game and ended up falling asleep.
I'm gonna watch SmackDown and the hockey game tonight.
But NBA tonight got a couple more game 6s. After a couple nights ago, both these series was forced to game 6 by the Heat winning the Knicks winning and the Warriors winning. Now you're back in Miami. Got the Knicks at the Heat, game 6. Heat are 6-point favorites, so that's changed a little bit because that was 6.5. Heat are 6-point favorites, -240 on the money line. Knicks are +198 on the money line. Over-unders at 207. I think it's going to be another real close game. I like. Anthony says KD is a disgrace, professional loser.
Oh, I would love to be a professional disgrace making the money he makes.
Never won anything on his own. But no, I think it's going to be another real close game. I'm taking the Knicks at the +6. I think the Knicks are going to win this game, but even if they lose it, I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Knicks are going to force a game 7. And then I like the over the 207. All but one game so far in this series has been over the 207. So I like the over the 207. I'm taking the Knicks at the +6. I think the Knicks win. I just think the Heat are so reliant. They're so reliant on Jimmy Butler to have 35 to 40 points for them to win. And last game not that he played terrible, but he had 20, 23 points or something.
It's 3-2.
Maybe 25.
Series 3-2 right now, isn't it? 3-3.
3-2.
3-2, and Miami's up. So Miami's trying to close it out at home.
Yep. I think Knicks are going to force a game 7 back in New York. And then the Warriors and Lakers, game 6. And I think this is going to be a good game. And they've all been pretty entertaining games to watch, but I mean, the Warriors have won a couple games by a pretty good margin. The Lakers are 3-point favorites, -148 on the money line. So this has actually went up a little bit because
what'd you say it was money line? 220.
3-point favorites, they're -148 on the money line. Lakers are over-unders at 220. Warriors are +126 on the money line. I know it has came out that Andrew Wiggins is a game time decision to play tonight. They need him to play. I expect that he'll play. How effective he's going to be, that's going to be the other question. I guess he's having some like a rib issue or something. So he's going to do the shoot around stuff and see how he's feeling. But I think he's going to try to play. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. So that could affect. Warriors need Klay Thompson to have a better game. He hasn't shot the ball well the last couple games. He in game 2 he did have 30-something points, but since then he hasn't really shot the ball well. They need him to step up tonight. But game 6 is usually when Klay shows up. Game 6 Klay. I think Steph's going to have another good night. But I think they need Jordan Poole to play better.
Wiggins had a hell of a game last game.
Yeah, Wiggins had 25 last game, but then they'll know if he's going to be able to play. That was his first real big game of the series. But because if you look at it, I know the Lakers won both games or have won their games at home. But like the Warriors had chances to win those games at the end of the game. And turned the ball over, fell apart some. So it's not like they've just been out of those games.
Lakers have won all the close games so far.
And I think what the Warriors need to do is they got to speed the game up. The games in LA have been played at a little bit slower pace. and that favors the Lakers. The Warriors need to try to get the game sped up like they have been able to at home. But I think the Warriors are going. I think the Warriors do. So I think it's going to be a game 7 back in Golden State. I'm going. Hey, I'm gonna go with the gold. I'm gonna go with the Warriors at the.
Hush.
I'm gonna go with the Warriors. Hey, I'm gonna go with the Warriors at the +3, and I'm gonna go with the over the 219.5. Three of the 5 games have been over the 219.5. One of them was at 219. So you know what I mean, it could have very easily been four of the 5 games. That sounds like the dog agrees with Frankie. Well, I think that one was there was 2 dogs, but I think that one was Pablo.
That was Pablo. It was Pablo and Scrappy.
Yeah, that one was Pablo. But yeah, there's actually 2 dogs. Pablo was the one being loud today. That's nothing. That's nothing, Anthony. You should have been here the night they about took the show out. They about yanked the flat screen off the TV, knocked the camera over. Laptop almost went flying off the damn table if I'm going to grab the hold of it. It was like an earthquake hit the damn room. Yeah, so I like the Warriors at the +3 and the over the 219.5. That's going to be my NBA picks for tonight.
My NBA picks for tonight, I got New York at Miami over the 207. Got Golden State at LA over the 219.5, and then I'm gonna take LA to win tonight.
Taking LA.
Yep. 2 reasons. I think they're going to win. If my picks normally go what they're going to do, I'm on jinx Frankie. So that's why I'm picking LA.
Well, I think Pablo,
just for you, Frank.
I think Pablo agreed with you because he didn't want me to get my Warriors pick out.
Nope, he didn't like the Warriors pick.
I don't know what he was working at.
And Scrappy gave me a dirty look when I said Lakers, so I think he's going for Golden State too. So
I do. I think Golden State forces a game 7. But I also picked Golden State to win this series from the beginning. But
if it goes,
just the way this series have went, and it kind of went, and Golden State done the same thing at Memphis. They got down, and then they finally won that road game. I look for them to win that road game tonight in Game 6.
If Golden
State, if they force a Game 7, I don't see the Lakers beating them in Golden State.
I'd be
Game
surprised.
7.
I'd be surprised if Lakers beat them in Game 7. All the pressure.
I think Steph's going to get a little bit of revenge. I know it's not in the finals like it was when LeBron done it to the Warriors, down 3-1, came back to win the series. I know that was in the finals. This one isn't in the finals, but I think Steph's going to get a little revenge, and they're going to come back from a 3-1 and win the series.
I know LeBron knows.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't know if either one of these teams beats Denver. The way I've been watching, I've watched most of the NBA playoffs, and Denver is just so deep of a team, and the way they're playing right now, I don't know if Lakers or Warriors can beat them.
What matchup would you? I mean, forget about who you like and all this. What matchup would you like to see in the finals? What matchup intrigues you in the finals?
NBA finals. I'd like to see the Warriors and Celtics just because it'd be a rematch of last year.
I'd like to see Denver and Philadelphia.
I kind of like to see that because of Jokic and Embiid
because they was talking about who was the MVP.
Because that intrigues me. Yeah, that does too. Because I still think Jokic should have got the MVP. So I would kind of like to see that as well. But the way Denver's playing, I think Denver might get their championship this year.
2 I picked, so we'll see.
I kind of hope they do just because
it'd be good for basketball.
Well, not just that, it'd be good for basketball because another team, but. People, you watch Jokic done, he can win all these MVPs, but he can't do nothing in the playoffs. Well, he's always played well in the playoffs. His team just ain't been able to get past the Western Conference Finals. So I'd like to see him get to the finals.
Help make Jokic a bigger star if he could win a championship, and I think that's good for NBA. NBA needs more stars. I mean, LeBron's not going to be around forever.
And Curry. I mean, both of them are starting to get older. And,
Jokic being that could be the new face of the NBA.
I think it's going to be him, and you got a guy from Dallas, Doncic, and Embiid. I mean, the guys that are probably going to be the faces of the NBA coming up are probably going to be foreign players.
I'm hoping maybe Pacers might have one of them faces of the NBA. You think he's capable?
If he keeps improving like he has been, yeah, I think he could. I'm interested to see what he looks like this year after having that such a jump last year.
Yeah.
If he still makes a jump this year, or if he's kind of level, if he kind of levels out.
Yeah.
But before we do get out here on this Friday, don't forget you can also find Easy Money, a sports betting show in podcast form, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post everything about our shows. Also, like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post everything about upcoming shows. Like Dad had mentioned earlier, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live streaming DCCW Bearcat Rumble 3. If you're a pro wrestling fan, it's going to be an awesome show. If you watched any of our stuff from earlier this week with WCWO, you'll see some of those guys. Plus, you'll see some new guys as well. There's also going to be a couple of micro wrestlers micro wrestlers on this show as well. Going to be a few cage matches. And this show is a fundraiser for the Muncie Central High School wrestling team and the Muncie Wrestling Youth Club. So it's for a great cause. If you're in the Muncie, Indiana area, please come out and support the kids and help the wrestling teams out. Doors open at 5. Bell time is at 6. If you need tickets, you can get a hold of myself at Gonzo Sports Room or on my personal page, Chris D. Gonzalez. Get a hold of DCCW Indiana, Delaware County Championship Wrestling. Alan Bradley, Coach Bradley of the Muncie Central High School. Get a hold of him. Terry Coons, Mike King, Jared Bird. Get a hold of any of them guys. We can get you tickets, or you can get tickets tomorrow at the door as well. $25 front row, $10 general admission. And like I said, it'll be a great time. So join us tomorrow night for that. Also, don't forget tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, Blake Wright, pro wrestler Blake Wright, will be joining us. He was going to join us last night. Some things came up. He had some things come up. It couldn't happen, so we scheduled it for tonight at 6. He's going to join us, talk to us some about last weekend at the Indiana Comic-Con. Talk about some upcoming matches, and I know he has a match tonight because he does have a show tonight. So he's actually going to stop and talk to us before he wrestles tonight. So I'm sure he'll talk a little bit about tonight's match as well. So we got a lot going on there. And then we'll be back with Easy Money, a sports betting show on Monday. Hell yeah, Glenn, we appreciate it. Yeah, Blake has been on 4 or 5. He's been on the show probably 4 or 5 different times. It's always a great conversation. Dude's a up and coming star, I believe. He's been wrestling all over the country, and I don't know, what was it, a couple months ago? I know it's probably about 4 or 5 months ago now. He wrestled Heath Slater. He used to be in WWE. So dude's been getting opportunities. So he'll be on tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern for that. And like I said, he's going to be wrestling tonight. So he's actually joining us before he wrestles.
He's wrestling tonight. Yeah. Okay. He just wrestled. He's been over in Connecticut wrestled. He's been going more places. Chris Price said, he just come off an injury. Also, phenomenal shape and looked.
I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he looked phenomenal over the weekend. If you haven't seen any of them shows from WCW Wrestling at the Indiana Comic-Con, you can find all 12 shows on our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports Room. And actually, one of Blake's matches against Logan Myers is now on there, and so is Dalton Love versus Luke Savage. Started last night working on getting all the single matches, getting it broke down to single matches. I'll be doing more of those this evening. But them two are on there. Plus, you can get, like I said, all full shows. 12 full shows are on there. So check us out at Gonzo Sports Room, and please hit that that subscribe button. But yeah, he said that. I know he said he was wrestling on Friday night. Is what he had told me when we had talked earlier in the week. I'm not sure where. I don't know if he's at the Dub or because I know sometimes he has other shows. I know he is wrestling tonight, but since something happened last night, he still wanted to do it today. Yeah. He said 6. So if he's at the Dub, they don't start till 7:30.
He's a great talent, man. Real good guy, and great interview. And you go over about the big show tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's a lot of exciting things. Oh, also, if you guys didn't listen last night to the thing we did at the fundraiser, Greek's Pizza for the Bearcat Rumble and for Muncie Central High School and for the wrestling club. Man, it was really good. Got to talk to Jared Bird a lot, and it's pretty interesting. So you might want to go back and check that out.
And Coach Bradley,
Coach Bradley,
Coach
Coach Bradley
well.
was fantastic. Yeah, Coach Bradley was fantastic, and also if want to give a big shout out, I haven't seen him on the screen, but old Billy Buzz,
Yep.
who donated some money to the wrestling club, greatly appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know you didn't do it for me or Chris, but we appreciate you being a listener of ours and
Yep.
and doing that. Really appreciate it. And I know AJ and DCCW and all the people involved there really appreciated it.
Oh yeah, it goes for a great cause. I know I've seen what AJ or Coach Bradley uses this money for. It's to get these kids to wrestling camps, get them gear that they need. It helps out some kids that just unfortunately without this help wouldn't be able to get shirts and gear and stuff that the other kids on the team have.
May not be able to wrestle.
Yeah, or so I mean it goes for a great cause, and
plus also AJ, went to Lean and they had a bunch of kids. It's all academic, state,
8 kids,
and they started a girls team who had like 9 or 10 members. That's really got big here in Indiana. Girls teams. It's really grown in the last 2 or 3 years. Huge. Really
AJ,
huge.
AJ does a great job over there. I don't think people know some of the challenges you can face as a coach at the high school level, and with why he is doing over at Central, I think he's doing a great job there, and hope he can keep it going. They're definitely moving in the right direction.
There's advantages and disadvantages with AJ because he's also a teacher, and in a way that's an advantage because you're in the school and everything, and you can it helps the kids and stuff. That's also a disadvantage because sometimes the kids know you too well, and they may sometimes it seems weird, but a person that comes in off the street, great coach, Hall of Fame coach like Tony Abbott, he's not a teacher. He demands respect, and he's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can get familiar with somebody, and that could hurt. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but could hurt the respect level. So there's advantages and disadvantages from being a teacher and being a coach.
Oh yeah. But like I said, appreciate everybody watching. We will see you guys back with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show on Monday. Join us tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern for DCCW Bearcat Rumble 3. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and if we don't see you guys Saturday night, we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.